Welcome to Psychology of Humans. Today, we're exploring the psychology of attraction, what truly makes us drawn to certain people, and why our hearts and minds react the way they do. Attraction isn't just about looks, it's a complex mix of biology, psychology, and chemistry shaped by deep, unconscious forces that have evolved over thousands of years. So let's peel back the layers of what makes someone irresistible and discover why attraction often has more to do with the mind than the body. 1. The science of first impressions. When you meet someone new, your brain makes a judgment in less than a tenth of a second. That instant reaction, "I like them," or "something feels off," is driven by ancient survival mechanisms. Our ancestors needed to judge friend or foe instantly. Today, that instinct still drives first impressions. We look for visual cues like symmetry, facial expressions, tone of voice, and posture, all of which signal health, confidence, and emotional safety. Interestingly, studies show that physical attractiveness isn't just about beauty, it's about predictability. Asymmetrical face signals genetic stability. A calm, confident voice signals emotional control. These tiny signals trigger a sense of security, and our brain translates that security into attraction. But here's the twist. First impressions are only the spark. What keeps attraction alive comes from something much deeper. 2. Familiarity, the hidden comfort of the known. Have you ever met someone new and felt an instant sense of comfort, like you've known them forever? That's not coincidence, it's familiarity bias. Psychologically, we're drawn to what feels familiar. Our brains associate familiarity with safety. This is why people often end up dating partners who resemble their parents in small, subtle ways, similar voice tone, habits, or emotional energy. It's also why songs, scents, or accents from childhood can make someone instantly more attractive. Familiarity doesn't just make us comfortable, it makes us trusting. And trust is one of the strongest drivers of attraction. So, while we think we're seeking novelty, in truth, our minds are often seeking recognition. 3. The power of similarity and shared values. It's often said that opposites attract, but psychology tells a different story. Studies show we're far more likely to be attracted to people who share our beliefs, values, and even thinking patterns. Similarity makes connection easier. It creates instant understanding. It tells the brain, "This person sees the world like I do." This is called the similarity attraction effect. We might be intrigued by opposites, someone mysterious, confident, or different, but for long-term connection, shared values matter far more than contrast. This is why couples who last tend to align on life goals, moral beliefs, and emotional communication styles. Compatibility isn't about perfection, it's about rhythm. For the mystery of chemistry, we often describe attraction as chemistry, but that's not just a metaphor, it's biological reality. When you're attracted to someone, your brain releases a cocktail of chemicals: dopamine for pleasure and anticipation, norepinephrine for excitement and focus, serotonin for mood regulation, and oxytocin, the bonding hormone. These chemicals create euphoria, that dizzy, electric feeling we call love at first sight. But here's the fascinating part. Dopamine thrives on uncertainty. That means the unknown, a little mystery, a little distance can actually intensify attraction. It's why the chase often feels more thrilling than the catch. When outcomes are unpredictable, the brain's reward system fires harder. We become obsessed, not with the person, but with the feeling they create. Understanding this helps explain why some relationships burn bright and fade fast. They're built on the chemical rush, not deeper connection. 5. The role of emotional availability. True attraction goes beyond surface chemistry. It lives in emotional connection. When someone listens deeply, makes you feel seen, or responds to your emotions with care, it triggers oxytocin, the hormone that bonds people together. This is why emotional availability is so magnetic. It creates a sense of psychological safety. Someone who's calm, grounded, and empathetic signals reliability, and the brain associates that with long-term reward. On the flip side, emotionally unavailable people often create uncertainty, which the brain can misread as excitement. This leads to attraction cycles where the mind confuses anxiety for chemistry. Understanding this distinction can change everything. It helps you recognize when attraction is healthy, and when it's just emotional turbulence. 6. The halo effect. When beauty distorts judgment, attraction often blinds us, literally. Psychologists call this the halo effect, the tendency to assume that someone physically attractive also has positive traits, like intelligence, kindness, or honesty. In reality, beauty has no correlation with virtue. But our brains evolved to associate good looks with good genetics, and from there, we project all sorts of qualities onto people who simply look appealing. This bias is why attractive people are often rated as more competent, trustworthy, and likable, even in professional settings. The halo effect makes us overlook red flags, minimize flaws, and overvalue surface charm. Recognizing it can protect us from confusing attraction with compatibility. 7. The role of confidence. If there's one universal factor in attraction, it's confidence. Confidence signals control, strength, and self-assurance, qualities that the brain interprets as leadership and stability. But there's a key difference between confidence and arrogance. Confidence says, I know my worth. Arrogance says, my worth is higher than yours. Authentic confidence is attractive because it creates emotional safety. It says, you can trust me to handle life. It's calm, grounded, and magnetic. Confidence isn't built overnight. It grows from self-awareness and integrity, and that's the kind of energy people naturally gravitate toward. 8. The mirror effect. We love what reflects us. Psychologist Carl Jung once said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Attraction often works the same way. We're drawn to people who reflect hidden parts of our own psyche. Sometimes, they represent traits we wish we had. Confidence, creativity, calmness. Other times, they mirror wounds we haven't healed, and that's when attraction can become complicated. We're subconsciously pulled toward people who trigger our patterns, not because it feels good, but because it feels familiar. This is called psychological mirroring. It's why certain people feel magnetic. They awaken something inside us that needs recognition or resolution. Understanding this can turn attraction into self-awareness. Every connection becomes a mirror, showing us who we are and what we still need to grow beyond. 9. The unconscious forces at play. Attraction isn't just emotional or logical, it's deeply unconscious. Your brain is constantly scanning for subtle cues. Scent, tone, micro-expressions, even immune system compatibility through pheromones. That's right, your body might be drawn to someone because of their biological compatibility, not their appearance. These invisible signals influence who we find appealing long before we can explain why. Attraction, in many ways, is instinctive. The mind catches up later, trying to rationalize what the body already decided. 10. Beyond attraction, building lasting connection. Attraction is powerful, but it's only the beginning. What turns attraction into love is consistency, emotional connection, and trust. The early chemical rush fades, but genuine connection deepens with time. Real relationships aren't built on sparks, they're built on understanding. When you move beyond the thrill of attraction and into the stability of love, something incredible happens. You stop seeking stimulation and start building peace. That's when attraction evolves into something greater, bonding. In the end, attraction is both science and mystery. It's biology and emotion, logic and instinct, all intertwined to guide our connections and shape our lives. But once you understand how attraction really works, you stop chasing the rush and start choosing people who make you feel calm, seen, and whole. Because real attraction isn't about excitement, it's about recognition. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.